Hi, water signs. Welcome. Let's just get started for your creative inspiration, encouragement, reading, and just gonna kind of brainstorm ideas and see what comes about. So I've already pulled some cards from this jigsaw puzzle tarot deck. It's kind of strange, and actually a bunch of cards kind of just flew out. So first was the World 21. Next was the Emperor. I kind of think of these as like foundation cards and just base. We'll see what, and build upon that. Next was the Death card, 13. And then these were bookended, Temperance and the Magician. So the whole deck is major arcana. So yeah, it's not like only major arcana flew out. Anyways, so the World, it's some sort of completion. You guys are my last sign, and it's like two little cherubs and just something coming full circle, seeing the big picture, maybe breaking out of your normal routine or your normal shell, maybe doing something at home, working from home, going home. Lots of different meanings for this card, but 21 is reduced down to 3, so that's creativity also, and I feel like it's a good place to start. It's like the end of one cycle, the beginning of another. Emperor could be your mindset, where your mind's at, how you are handling things, how you're giving things structure. Could be Fire, Aries, Capricorn, or just someone that is, maybe you're working with someone who's either someone you look up to or someone who's a little bit older, like a boss type figure, someone who's just pretty steady, just getting into that mindset. Reverse could be like madness, and just a little bit of chaos and not having that structure that you're looking for. And so it's really dry in here. So, and it's number 4. So again, yeah, just here, move on. Kind of works with the Death card, which is 13, reducing down to 4. And the Death card is about rebirth and transformation, and maybe, the transformation process, development process, getting into a good groove. It's the ending of one thing, though, and moving on to the next thing. Usually it's some sort of metaphoric death, so getting rid of what is no longer necessary. And it's a little dark in here. And it can also just mean like crossing a threshold, or could just be talking about Scorpio. I feel like the Death card relates a lot to Scorpio because it's about the depths and things like that. So it works for you. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Magician. It's, using all of your mental faculties, and just notice the globe here for the most part, and the astrological wheel, just very, again, cycles and let's say like ley lines or grids, and again, some sort of structure. It's just the I am energy, and it's as above, so below. It's using all your resources. So maybe you've forgotten something that you could incorporate. Temperance, and again, that's art, and it's mixing two things together and finding a balance and harmony. Looks like grommets, like a background, maybe like gold bar or something in New York. Weird. So yeah, Temperance. It's mixing, merging. It's I think of like some sort of hybrid, and so I feel like it's getting to the essence of something that, along with the magician, kind of like alchemy and just sort of getting the right temperature, nothing too hot, nothing too cold, just finding the right ingredients. It's always kind of like pouring things back and forth from one to another, one cup to another. So it's kind of like, I feel like just some sort of more so experimentation right now, especially with like the magician, just kind of like, this one looks more like a magician, like Merlin kind of, instead of like an alchemist. So again, kind of like spells and testing and like however that translates to you, not necessarily like spells, but you know, just sort of creating a good sort of way of going about things that bring about the right thing. It's like paying attention to your mind and being positive and manifesting the things that you envision in your mind, creating them, making a reality, and just sort of experimenting, adding one thing in, taking another thing out, seeing how, you know, the different combinations work, and just playing around a little bit, combinatory play. There's a lot of balance, and just even the magician being number one, it's as above, so below. It's like the as in the cosmos, so is on Earth, kind of that same parallel balance also, mirror type thing. There's a lot of that even here. This isn't typical imagery. There's two little kids here, two little cherubs, looking like some sort of shield. Again, it's like mirror images of something, reflecting complementary aspects. They're all pretty dark, and I noticed the backgrounds more so, except for the world that has the sun. So it kind of reminds me of the sun card, actually, number 19. What does it remind me of? Let's pull a rune card, and I'll put the links for that below. I'm trying to remember, like, sit up straight. I always lean over. Let's see. For water signs, highest and greatest good. Good guidance, foundational, clarification. Stand still. Sit up straight. It's cold but peaceful. So again, just sort of that, like, almost like quiet. I mean, it kind of goes with the Temperance card, the Emperor. Almost like Ghost City or something. Half expect like a dust thing to go by, or what's it called, like the this is actually a pretty scary death card. Sometimes I relate this, like, you know, death and taxes and things like that. Things of like the 8th house. This guy looks like he is about to be like beheaded. Oh my gosh! But the sun though is in the background, so there's like a little bit of a light coming through. Kind of here too. It's like that in between time. I just want to say, like, it's 23. This is Isa, I think. Something about ice, like Ice Queen, ice, peace. It's some sort of, it really makes me think of the Temperance card a lot, and they both add up to 5. Just really kind of holding still and just listening, and there's always that new growth, though. It's coming out of the winter, and yeah. So on the bottom is protection. So I think This has something to do with, names always escape me, but some sort of like satellite dish thing. That's how I remembered it. So like, again, lifting off, connecting to the ethers, bringing in messages. Again, sand dunes and like some sort of trail. Winter and spring, or summer. Kind of like the world, the whole year-long cycle. The two sides, think of like Cancer and Aquarius. Reads. Let's pull all these little cards over here too. Colorway. Water signs, color inspiration. Got some of those before. I think I need to mix them up a little bit. This kind of reminds me of the Temperance card, like with the grommet background, hammered hardware scales too. Like, yeah, like they look like scales to me, which is kind of cool. You don't usually see that too much. See, there's like such a glare. There's a pattern, but it's very simple, and it's just like all over, you know, it's not like this whole, just, the word is I'm looking for. So it's interesting. Makes me think of burnout, velvet, which also makes me think of textiles and burning away something, having, creating a pattern that way. Etchings a little bit, clouds, also oil, the way that it comes together, like with water and oil, and just creating those sort of droplets, bubbles of oil. Maybe doing that as an experiment, taking a picture of it and then recreating it as a pattern. That's kind of cool. It's like aqua, and it goes with, I think we're going like a theme here, it goes with the Magician card. This is nice too. Yeah, a lot of this like all over pattern, almost, I think it's yellow, maybe a little bit lime green, chartreuse. Reminds me of bark and wavy patterns, that just finding patterns in different like things that you maybe don't normally look at. Some sort of coral, again, has this like etching, reminds me of denim, twill. Yeah, these are all like matching up. Got this one before. These are pretty boring pink, well, not color, you know, just boring buttons. Got this one before for maybe fires, like a pale, dusty rose. Like, this one's more interesting. It has a kind of, it's like an eclipse type pattern. Yeah, these go like, you can't see, it's okay. So start out with an angel, archangel, oracle card. See what divine guidance there is, spiritual help, encouragement. Indigo and crystal children. Archangel Metatron reminds me of like Transformers. You have, yeah, so transformation, like the temperance and the distillation and the magician and the whole world cycle process development. Transformation. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Cards are funny. I feel like these colors really go well together. I have them all sitting, the pink and the blue, teal, aquamarine. They all kind of worked out perfectly with the colorways here, actually. You can see, like, mess up my whole angle thing here, never can get that right. Word split was clairaudience. Sometimes a temperance card can mean like when you're shuffling to reshuffle or to split. Just little tidbits of advice if you are learning tarot. Archangel Zadkiel. Notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. A lot of the sensory, clairaudience, cognizance, all these have been coming up. This looks like it reminds me of like Nolita in New York and around like Christmas time and all the lights that they hang at like across and just very Christmassy. Christmas bells and just listening and hearing for chimes, hearing for guidance, coming up with your own sort of like signals or something like that that help you know when to pay attention to a thought or loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. So again, kind of like the things that pop into your mind, whether they're coming from your subconscious or not, like just some people actually like hear things, I don't, but things pop into my mind and it's always very random, so that's kind of, it seems like similar to me. And passion, Archangel Haniel, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. Just curious. Gifts from God. And the outdoors. Kind of like that, like drop shoulder, off the shoulder, drop shoulder. Like exaggerated cutouts, drapey. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. So getting outside, getting outdoors, just kind of reminds me of the world with the like circle thing here. It's very like a laurel wreath. Again, like those scales and just taking inspiration from the natural patterns and organic things that we see outside and appreciating those, all the different seasons and just seeing how you can translate that into something that you're working on. Where did I put the clairaudience? Okay. Indigo and crystal children. Just like, yeah, gifted children that have a strong connection. I don't know too much about it, but I've seen a lot of different documentaries and kind of interesting. Let's see. Did mention love life. We'll pull one from the Love Tarot. If you're anything like me and you have a lot of energy in your 5th house, and that's kind of what I'm tapping into, 5th house energy, because it has to do with your heart. So, and whatever you love. It can be a person, can be romance, fun, pleasure, good times, partying, things like that. But can also, it's creativity, it's drama and theater, and just like whatever kind of makes you liven up, and however you want to focus that energy. So, again, you can be here for love, you could be here for, ideas. I feel like for me it's very overlapping. One thing influences another. Water signs. Now until whenever people see this. Creative, loving, advice, playfulness. There we go, 5th house, playfulness. Some sort of swinging into action, just childlike, sort of recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So kind of with the world and the sun card that looks like that. Children, again, like indigo, children, the world. Your love life is being affected by children. I feel like his leash here kind of reminds me of my earring. Well, it's a necklace, and I just put it on. It's inspired by my own reading, and something that becomes a part of, again, like organic shapes, molding, becoming part of, almost looks like it was, I'm not saying this necessarily, but things that it looked like they were, that's what I'm looking for, molded or something, like again, sort of like sculptured, like things that just look like they grew onto the body, if that makes sense. It's like little pets and animals and just things that like bring joy into your life, I guess. Children, playfulness, 5th house, and it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Background of this one looks very similar, with like the flags and so just opening up to new possibilities and maybe not limiting yourself. Oh my gosh. Express your love. And again, the 5th house, originally ruled by Leo, it's all about self-expression and just, yeah, having fun and just being your like childlike self. And maybe your sun sign is important, whether or not your water sun sign, or go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So a lot of really good, feeling, expressive, fun energy. Maybe you have kids and you're spending time with them, or you're just kind of tapping into your own inner child. What did you like to do when you were a kid? What kind of materials and things did you play with? I remember my friend and I were once gonna melt down crayons and create some sort of like finger paint, molding, painting. Just finding new uses of the things that you used to play with. I just want to say Play-Doh. Gack. Pugs. I'm an 80s, 90s kid, so I don't know if that makes sense to anyone else, but yeah. I also think of movie 3 Men and a Little Lady. It was like my favorite movie growing up. I don't know why. But, and even though the mom who is in that movie, she could like not cook at all, everything she made looked really good, and it kind of reminds me of the Temperance, to me at least. Ted Danson. Again, he was an actor in that movie, so acting, finding different ways to express yourself and different energies, and yeah, so some from the Art of Life Tarot. You know what, I'll do this Hermetic Tarot first. It's kind of like build up to things, water signs, creative inspiration energy. Two of Cups. Oh my gosh. This is 7 of Wands And the Four of Wands, Lord of perfected work, Lord of valor, Lord of love, Venus, Cancer, Venus, Aries, Mars and true node, or lunar node. It's a little bit of like, I think that goes with the passion, the Mars. It's really getting like fired up about something. Venus, maybe Taurus or Libra is important to you, or just again getting really creative with that just kind of innocent energy, that all the things that you just found beautiful and fun and exciting and inspiring when you were a kid, if you were very artistic, and just even the crazy things like cutting your doll's hair or something, and just seeing how that can like somehow translate to now, or to whatever it is you're working on, and like if you're a hairdresser or something. So I just saw like choppy, like almost like a helmet choppy hair, like just different angles, kind of like that, or yeah. Anyway, Seven Wands is standing your ground and having to like fight them off with a stick, or having the higher ground, taking the high road, pushing something down too. It's usually pushing something down. Get down. Get down song. I just thought of like Boogie Nights. Did I show you these? I don't know. So that's a Seven of Wands. I don't get a ton from these because they are black and white, but it just looks like lion's tails and mane. I feel like almost like deconstructing different parts of nature and animal characteristics, and just using them in different ways, like the aesthetic in a different way. Maybe you are also like, you could volunteer in an animal shelter. I would, but I just want to play with the animals. I don't want to like actually clean up the cages and stuff. But I was thinking baking and the kitchen, temperance, protecting animals, protecting, also with the world there, and the children with the animal card, indigo kids, maybe just going to the zoo, or getting inspired by the different patterns of an animal, beyond what you usually see, like leopard, tiger stripes, or cheetah print or something, like maybe more abstract, or the more like unknown, even bugs, like they're so colorful, or birds, and just kind of extracting the patterns and the colorways and things like that into whatever it is you're working on. Lord of perfected work is bringing together two mirror elements, fire and water, and everything converging, coalesce. And Three of Wands is on the bottom. So it talks about communication too, and just like waiting for a call or making a call, overseeing something. I always feel like it's like territory, like claimed territory, whereas the Two of Wands is more like looking out and thinking about what area you want to conquer. Three of Wands is like you've already done some things, and now you're just waiting to see how they develop. So straw game, or like shortest straw, short end of the stick, or maybe strawbacks. also thought of those pocket candy things. The sticks are like, I don't know where that came from. But yeah, just like little indulgences, things that you enjoy that make you just, pop rocks, things like that, that somehow you can maybe use in a different way. That, yeah. The Two of Cups, got a big whale here. There's some sort of, coming together, mirror elements. There's so much of this mirror energy, but more so like, not just the reflection of something, but something that complements the, fills in the gaps, whether it's two people in a way, and how you complement someone else in your work style maybe, or in a relationship. Opposites attract, magnetic attraction of two things, polar opposites. Just thought of a battery, Energizer battery. The bunny. Just kind of go on a train of thought here and see where it leads. And I don't know. For some reason, that's just sticking in my head, the Energizer bunny. So maybe that's means something to someone. The Two of Cups is like an exchange, something that a meeting halfway, meeting point between two people merging, meshing in a way, complementing what you lack, or sorry, lack is the wrong word, but your weaknesses and your strengths, and vice versa, and that sort of mirror, reflective, like, it also has something to do with a strong takeaway of emotional like value, and just feeling very like seeing eye to eye with someone, something, just being on the same page maybe with people you're working with, getting together, coming together. Also like reaching out a little bit to that person. Like I almost like see this picture in my mind of two people, like traditional imagery sort of, but being a little bit timid and but standing like right in front of each other, just someone having to make the first sort of reach out. And so again with that Emperor, the Aries, maybe we had Mars here too. This is Sun in Aries. Just doing something, just taking the initiative. I remember like the differences between like your draping classes in fashion school. If you are not into fashion, then you can fast forward. But like the difference between structured and soft silhouette draping, and how some people are so good at certain ones and just really can't even get into that mindset to do the other. Like if you are, I knew people that were very good at pattern making, and like one had been an engineer before she went back to fashion school. So she was great at the structured draping part. And I had a awesome teacher, but he was very tough on us. Like make a jacket in like 15 minutes, and it was like perfect. He actually worked with Karl Lagerfeld and was opening a school in Italy, I think, a long time ago. And he was so precise, and for me, like I like those instructions, and I like that it's something to work towards. I'm not all of the patience or the to do that on a daily basis. And he would just like come over and like watch you, just kind of laugh. No, let me show you. And it was just, everything was very precise, and some people just love that structure. But then you go into the soft draping class, and this is the class I loved, because you just got to like have fun, and just play around with fabric, kind of sculpt the fabric to the form, and let it almost like show you the way, how it wants to fold and move around the body. And I like thrived in that class. It was like perfect for me. My teacher just told me I had like some kind of gift that he hasn't seen since he taught Francisco Costa back in like 20 years ago. and just being able to sort of work with something, going with the flow. I feel like the water signs kind of really get that, going with the flow and just flexibility, yeah, just sort of feeling your way through whatever it is you're working on, letting it, like, working in tandem with your materials. But then, yeah, some people would come in that were so good at the structured draping and just be lost, like didn't have the slightest clues to where to start. And he'd have to say, like, well, just close your eyes, take 3 pins, and just put it into the fabric and onto the form, like blindly, just start there. So I don't know, maybe it's just like, again, kind of like those differences in logic, intuition, and finding different techniques and ways of beginning something. If it's not your natural sort of mode of working, maybe challenging yourself that way. Or maybe just doing that kind of blind, like just start somewhere, throw some paint, down and just start there. Or, just do something random to open up that doorway and just then go with it. It could also be like a yes answer if you're wondering about a yes or no type thing. 3 of Wands, it's come through very strongly as a yes recently. 4 of Wands, some sort of celebration, maybe 2, event planning, maybe you're throwing a party. And you're having to put down a lot of time, effort into it. You have a lot of people like asking you for things, or it's kind of that energy too. I'm just having to like delegate out and take care of one thing at a time and like maintain control. So kind of going along with the Emperor energy. I don't know, I just keep wanting to like wait on that one for some reason. Let's pull one from the Thoth deck. Thoth, however you pronounce it. People pronounce it different ways. It's the god of art, language, and things like that taught the Egyptians. The Chariot. Okay, I don't know, I wasn't really focused, so I'm going to pull more, but I'll show you it too. With this, I always think of Apollo riding his sun chariot across the sky, lightning, thunder, which, again, you can kind of see in the Venus playlist, Imagine Dragons, thunder. It says he was lightning before thunder, and it's at 25, which reduces down to 7, the chariot. So you can kind of like see those parallels. And again, it's like 2 opposite things that want to go in 2 separate directions, or naturally do. This is not going to make sense probably to anyone. I don't know where this came from, but I just saw like 2 pennies, like having 2 pennies upright, like being able to roll and just sort of like if you could, maybe some sort of wheel like that, and just like pushing them off and just seeing where they go, kind of like that's that sort of energy where they're just going to go their own way. So it's about you taking control of the reins and reining those things in, making them go straight one direction that you want to see them go, but also, I feel like, again, it's that balance of, balance. To keep things steady. Could have to do with Cancer. Cancerian energy is the moon. Again, going with the flow. His armor is interesting on this. It looks like like Transformers in a way, or just like a robot, more so than the typical imagery with these like sort of I don't know what's on his. They look like, I don't know, it just does not look like normal armor, which is kind of interesting. I like it. Like, again, just sort of simplifying out all the smoothing out. I just thought of that movie, A Knight's Tale, with like Heath Ledger from like forever ago, and how she made the new armor, and everyone thought it looked so weird, but it was like minimalist armor. So that kind of thing. like taking something that has a lot of maybe angles and things that just you can like simplify down to one pattern or just distillation, that kind of thing. But I'm going to pull some more cards. Four of Wands is on the bottom. So, oh my gosh, my hair is so crazy. So out of that song by like 9 Days or something, like hair never falls in quite the same way. I wish I could have my hair under control. The Lovers. Yeah, so again, more of this opposite energies. Maybe you have a lot of, if your water sign, opposite would be fire, and steam, condensation, some sort of little Cupid arrow, pointing your arrow, the red lion and the white eagle, king and queen. It's which makes me think of the alchemical cycle and they talk about king, queen, feminine, masculine, differences, logic, intuition. It's the meeting point where you're seeing eye to eye again, kind of like the Two of Cups. I don't know, I like these colors. They look like they're in some sort of I just thought of like skeleton rib cage of an animal, like big, almost like I don't know what movie I'm thinking of, but like where it's so big they can like, or like a dinosaur, like a big rib cage. Yeah, it just made me think of like the Field Museum. Dinosaurs, excavating your mind, digging deep. I don't know, maybe spikes and stakes. Maybe the stakes are pretty high for you or something. You're just trying to reclaim some sort of balance or understanding where things just are sort of matching up within like your psyche. Almost like a plum color. Yeah, I just see these like big spiky ribs, almost like iron cage that I don't know, something having to do with like extinction or Jurassic Park. Really though, I don't know, I just keep wanting to say like hangman on the bottom here, and that's been coming up through every reading. Become a vegetarian. No, I never made that connection. I became a vegetarian when I was 6. And I have been since. I mean, I've tried meat here and there, but I just have no real desire for it because I gave it up so early. And it was not like no one in my family is a vegetarian. Maybe it has something to do with farm life or something. I just, one day realized that it was like uncovering some sort of conspiracy. I was like, hold on. You mean to tell me that these animals in my books is what's on my plate here? Like, I just couldn't believe it. So, yeah, I think it was more, again, for me, visual. Like, I don't know, some things aren't really, but it gets into your head and it just grosses me out. I don't care if other people eat meat, but maybe it's giving up meat, maybe finding a healthier lifestyle. 6th house, your daily life, health and well-being. Taking a time out break and just, again, sort of creative energy. Seriously, keep getting a focus. What else do water signs need to know? just gonna onto this deck. They're saying it's creative general energies. Ten of Wands. Carrying some sort of heavy load on your back, like feeling some pressure. This looks like horseshoes and the top of those rods. Welding, things like that. See the moon and kind of, though it's just kind of being done, like crossing the finish line. Needing to lay something down to rest and just having a lot of ideas. You know, it's like Ace of Wands, it's brand new, great idea, and keeps building, but eventually, you know, you have to, this is a tweener card, start over, start with something new too, or a different part of something you're working on. This is being through a lot too, and just being tired and just needing a break, crossing, you know, again, threshold, border, crossing the finish line. So it could also be talking about your 10th house, and think of that because I don't mean to talk about myself, these are just how I make associations and connections, but like fire, maybe you have fire in your 10th house, fire sign, even though you are a water sign, your MC is maybe in fire energy, so that just talks about your public persona and how you come across online, just being more passionate about things. Two of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. And like baking, kitchen kind of thing. Some sort of wish granted, maybe. Feeling satisfied, and Two of Pentacles, maybe. How? Why? Just kind of weighing your options and finding that connection point, the links, the ties that bind. I think also the cycles and infinity. A lot of, looks like he's juggling a rainbow here. And again, more moon in the background. Right now, the moon is in Virgo. So there's this sort of like, I don't know, Earth and Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio right now. I feel like finding some grounding in the depths of something. Sometimes it's like comparing things, comparing options. It's wondering how something works together. It could be like two sides of the same coin, or just having a really good grasp, I feel like, on opposite energies and how they mix and mingle. Five of Swords here. Enough hands. He looks more victorious here. This came through as wouldn't want to be them or something. Because usually there's people in the background, yeah, that are like, they didn't win. They are not, you know, happy. But it talks about your mind too. And fifth house, games, pleasure. So it's what associate that song Mind Games with. And not necessarily even just mind games with others. You know, I don't feel like you should necessarily play games with people, but for me, it's more like mind games with myself, giving myself limitations, structures, things to work with, cross points, just, yeah, finding different playful ways of understanding or exploring what it is that you're interested in, if that makes sense. Making things fun, finding different ways, different approaches about going about things. I feel like that is very much this Venus energy. I heard I think that's from UV Dove, like some description of like Venus coming down from, or the Empress coming down from Venus, having to like figure out her own way of doing things and unique quirks, and just having fun with it. And she's, I think, compared it to like Pippi Longstocking and like washing the floor and just making the daily routine fun. Ice skating through the, just making things, just finding different ways to make things fun. Some sort of changing also. Fives are change, crossover point between the Ace and the 10. So where things take on a new story, maybe. It could be a story, 5. And swords having to do with your mind and thoughts, and writing, and anything having to do with communication. It's also like I told you so kind of vibe. Just maybe feeling a little bit victorious, or a little bit like got them or something. Got it. Pointing up to the sky again, kind of like the Isa card, and just a lot of energy just like going upwards. So it kind of makes sense, like water having to like go up to the surface to get to the land. Little Mermaid. Yeah, so water, earth, and air. You want to change something. Maybe you are wishing that something could change. Maybe you're wondering what it is that needs to change in order to get to the final result that you're wanting. But again, this is always about finding some sort of balance, juggling act, and how are two things connected? What is that connection point? Find the connection. Maybe 5. Yeah, I always like relate things to the degrees and houses to kind of get a gauge like what I'm working with. And so I think 5, 5th house, and 2, 9, 29, like moon sign, my moon sign, whatever yours is, and how it's opposite, and kind of speaks to that, like 2 of Pentacles, opposite energy means you're born on a full moon, and just that it's just pulling energies. I don't know, you can look to see if you have it. It's not thought of to be the easiest, but I know that like Christian Dior had Sun and Moon opposite. It's just kind of like having very different ideas of what you want and what you actually need and what you need to follow through on, and how do those things mix and merge. And Sun and Moon signs, I think midpoint, conjunction, 4th stage. The alchemical process, conjunction point, and I think it's called the Lesser Stone. Some sort of stage, or again, just canopy, backyard, gazebo, playing house, making something work together. It's the beginning of some sort of, long sort of adventure, maybe with someone else, or just want to talk about furniture for some reason. It's laying a good foundation, though. maybe you're wondering how to do that, where to start. It's 4 spokes, 4 corners, maybe 4 corners of the world. Yeah, because the world came up before, and 4 once, twice. And I think of 4, 8, infinity, and things coming full circle again. Yeah, so 4 corners of the world. Maybe the world was in the Magician card and grids and latitude, longitude. Sometimes I also relate those things to, the numbers that come up, finding locations and things like that. Maybe giving yourself a set of numbers. I think of the Fibonacci numbers, since we're talking a little bit about this like Da Vinci Code theme. Fibonacci sequence. Yeah, again, working within a certain type of structure. Giving yourself some sort of limitation, certain set of numbers to work with, and however you utilize that. 1's 3, so everything has 3 buttons on it. Or maybe longitude, latitude, and kind of randomly picking like places on the globe to draw inspiration from, and seeing how those all work together. You'll do a globe spin and 4 globe spins, and at the end, and just, I don't know, sometimes it takes a while, so this is already almost an hour. Holy shit. I feel like I could go on forever talking about stuff like this and just brainstorming ideas. Yeah, but maybe I'll do that, and then the randomness, letting the randomness kind of be a starting point, and then reconciling differences and working those 4 things together. The Art of Life Tarot. My hair is like really, it's really dry in here. You can almost see this more. I like it though that it's like dainty. Did I pull flower cards? No. There's a lot of dainty flowers. Let's see. This is Shakespeare's Flowers. Water signs, flower, or floral, scent, or color, inspiration. Blackberry, 2 of spades, 2 of pentacles. That's funny. And elegies on brambles, as you like it. Deep purple, almost like a royal purple. Has some thorns on it, so cherry, the 10 of clubs, that's funny. 10 of wands, 10 of clubs. So we grew together like a double cherry, a midsummer's night dream. And it's actually what I was thinking when I said Shakespeare. It's in my mind. Did I show it to you? Yeah. Which also reminds me of Christmas and like berries and things like that. Little fig branches. Mistletoe, coming together under the mistletoe. Yeah, little stations. I see like little stations, I don't know, around a party event, or maybe just even in your home, or your workplace, like little stations that are meant for certain things. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but Crossflower, 6 of swords. There with fantastic garlands did she come of crow flowers, nettles, and daisies, Hamlet. That's fun. Alright. Oh, flipped over. I lost the screen. King of Cups. Flipped over. I'm going to put that down. So that works for you. It's like Scorpio or any other water sign, but it's about finding stability. And look, yeah, he has little cherries or something. Maybe it's an apple or some sort of fruit. This is, I feel like Magritte or something. Self-Portrait by Paul Gauguin, 1889, Bibliothèque d'Arts Décoratifs, Paris, France. It is a good thing to be rich and to be strong, but it is a better thing to be loved. Your Pisces. I pronounced that right, hopefully. Kind of reminds me of the Emperor colors. So again, fire, Aries, and water, and simplified. I want to say color blocking, but more so just like stretched out or oversized color blocking, so it's not so like patchy, not so like quilty or just busy, just very streamlined or something. And he has it's like a green mustache. What does he look like? I don't know. But reminds me of Dolly, mustache, and actually the Nine of Wands video by the Killers. King of Wands is very, or King of Cups, I said King of Wands, but it's very psychic too, so think of Can You Read My Mind, like telepathy, maybe getting together with someone and practicing telepathy, seeing if like if you feel like you have a connection with someone, because that's happened to me before, and just fun experiments, just seeing what happens. A little practice ESP, which makes me think of a Rihanna video, and she's wearing a t-shirt that says "We have ESP." That I had in one place at one point. I forget the song right now. I'm so bad with names. Just like a very simple halo, kind of just reminds me of that. Like, it's very simple. I just want to say simpler the better. It kind of has the same background, like etching. You can see that. Probably not, but yeah, it's that same sort of like etching. Kind of reminds me of like 70s interiors, and the Four of Rods video, Real Love, and just that sort of like 70s interior decorating. And I like these colors though together. All of them, the red, orange, fire engine red. It's like a mustard yellow and blue and green or black. Big leaf. I just thought of, because I did mention the Three Men and a Little Lady before, and Tom Selleck's in that. Kind of, I don't know. I like mustaches. I think they have mustaches. Nine of Pentacles. So it's like being independent and enjoying your surroundings, and again, just being sort of outdoors in the garden by sometimes a vineyard, sometimes just like overlooking, wherever you are. None of us will ever accomplish anything excellent or commanding except when he listens to this whisper, which is heard by him alone. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So again, that like what was it? Hearing clairaudience. Just like mind travel, I feel like it's all through like electricity, and I feel like that's maybe, I feel like I'm in a powerful spot for some reason. I feel like maybe that's why I had to come home or something, because I've not had to, but like all the the power lines and telephone wires, and they all kind of converge in my backyard in one corner. It doesn't look safe to me at all because it's like right under a pool. But yeah, power lines and just the traveling sound waves and light waves makes me think of Einstein and the speed of light and like silhouettes and light coming from the background, like in a runway show or something. And so that being like almost like this sun card, or the world, I keep saying the sun, so it looks like the sun more so than the world to me, but coming from the background, backlit, in a way, more so like, I don't know, you can really see the clothes then, but I don't know what I'm thinking of, but okay. This is Man on a Balcony, Boulevard Houseman by Gustav Caillebotte, 1880. So just like looking down, seeing it from a different vantage point, kind of like the Hangman. 9 is important, 9 of Earth. Some Earth here. Like really anything, looking at things that just you wouldn't maybe normally use as patterns, like the iron balcony and that being created as a, there's so many interesting like fences and ironwork and just patterns and things that you see in these random places that you always pass by. So it's like being aware too, and just like taking in things, stopping to smell the flowers, roses, look at the details and things, and just find different random maybe patterns and places that no one looks, and turning that into however you need to use it. Like this almost looks like an Aries ram's horn, or like a dress silhouette with big puffy sleeves to me, or some sort of spiral pattern. This reminds me of, I don't know what, but maybe the King of Cups is, it's also feeling Knight of Pentacles. The secret of success is constancy of purpose, Benjamin Disraeli. Madame Miriam by Edward Villard, 20th century. Practicing your, this is a really long, this goes down to like my waist, maybe like, I don't know, some sort of, this makes me think of like royal, you know, like watch chain, or things you'd see like on like Disney movie prints, like that has the, I don't know what they're called, probably just like a very simple, I don't know. But this is really long and I keep sitting on it and my ear keeps pulling down. Knight of Pentacles. Oh, there's Virgo. Or another earth sign. But yeah, it makes sense with the moon in Virgo right now. So practicing some sort of instrument, wainscoting. Lots of like stripes and just subtle, like I think of moldings and just subtle, almost like embossing, or subtle elevation, subtle like a raised effect, burnout, velvet. So, keeping at it, like don't give up kind of thing. Just think of just different ways of communication, and how people think of music as like the universal language. was I going to say? It's totally escaped me. You can totally see this in that one more, but the Ten of Swords, you can totally see that in the August playlist. Radiohead is even wearing a jersey with a 10 on it, and yeah, he's like bald and looks things that hurt and struck. So again, like discipline and structure and things. But I feel like more like going even deeper than music. Music elicits emotions and memories. So really the universal language is emotion, the moon, because we may not have always, definitely not gone through the same experiences, and we may all be coming from different places, and I think of just like, issues nowadays, like, they've been going on for a while, but like race and things like that, just different, and so yeah, we might not have had the same experiences, but we've had experiences that probably make us feel the same way, and that's how I feel like people can bond and understand another and see eye to eye and communicate in a way, and just finding different ways to communicate and express those emotions, I think is what it's all about. Okay. I'm really not like, it's just bothering me. I'm trying to remember to cut this out, but it takes so long to upload. So I think I need a haircut. It's just too much. Enchante. Hair. But how can you focus when something's bothering you? Like you don't like how it looks. That's that visual wanting everything to look sort of be in place, and it never stays in place. Okay, a few more cards from this deck. I'll have to move on. For water signs. Queen of Cups. We have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. So each other's counterparts. There's so much of this like counterpart, seeing eye to eye energy. So blessed is the influence of one true loving human soul on another. George Eliot. So yeah, that sort of emotional influence, heart. This is Breakfast in Bed by Mary Cassatt, 1897, Huntington Library of Art, Library and Art Gallery, San Marino, California. There's either something about like mother and daughter or like hands with Mary Cassatt. That's what she's known for, but it's a cute kid. Little chubby, cupid-looking baby. Reminds me of my little brother. I just see like ringlet curls, and he looked like a little Cupid. I was always so jealous. Straight hair. Yeah, he got all the like the Swedish and German side, and I got the Swiss and Polish like pale skin. My brother and my mom are like the most like naturally tan year round. It's so depressing to me. The Queen of Cups, though, so yeah, it's probably you, or maybe you're working with the King of Cups, or the Queen of Cups is just loving and psychic and a little bit sometimes quiet, I want to say, or just sensitive, but has gone through the whole they've worked out their emotions kind of thing, and I feel like they can channel those emotions in the right way, channeling to, again, King of Cups, Queen of Cups, just very psychic together. Maybe just really get someone and you feel like they are great to collaborate with, work with, hang out with, maybe just inspire each other a lot. Maybe you just feel like you finish each other's sentences or something. Something with your mind. We are talking about the hangman too, and this like mind bender theme, stretching your mind, stretching out all the possibilities, making things last longer sort of thing, but more so just like yoga of mind. And 4, here I just thought mind fuck, but doesn't, in a good way kind of thing. Just sort of letting there be a little bit of maybe jumbling or crossing of wires, or a little bit of, if it's about talking about you, like inside your mind of chaos a little bit, like playing around with different options, experimenting, letting there be that, jigsaw puzzle mess, but knowing that ultimately it's going to make a beautiful picture. You have everything in the right place, and just take some figuring out, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. Zodiac by Alphonse Marie Mucha, 1896, Czech Republic. To everything there's a season and time for every purpose under heaven, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Ecclesiastes 3:14. Wait, Emperor 4. Or 14. Temperance. The World 3. Just again, like it's like the ups and downs, and like being able to like ride the wave and know which is right for you. What is that, like surfing, like knowing the right time to dive under, which I'm terrible at. I nearly drowned, but because you can't hesitate, knowing the right time to dive into that wave and get out to the, like little icicle. Yeah, she has these like that little, maybe like fun hair thing or something. Way of like very simple, almost like blending in. I'm kind of like really interested in this right now. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, being able to like go with the flow in a way, and whichever way the wheel is spinning for you. Maybe you're on an upswing. Go up the down staircase. Sometimes going against the flow just to spice things up a little bit, or go your own way. There's a difference, I think, between going with the flow and being like a lemming, and just like not even being conscious of the fact that everyone's going in the same direction. Like traffic. Needing to break out of the norm or the routine or something. Something about traffic just popped to mind. But this is 10 too. So just on 1, it's like up to you to like maybe spin the wheel and get things in motion. Devil's on the bottom. Lovers smoking. Lovers came up before. Detail from a mural by Thai school, 19th century, Wat Phum Nan, Thailand. A man should never be ashamed to own that he has been in the wrong, which is but saying that he is wiser today than yesterday. Jonathan Swift. This makes me think of like Turkish cafes and how like the 70s, like movie stars, and go and sit in the cafes and drink Turkish coffee. And so that's what I would do, even though I really don't like drinking coffee, but for the experience, go and sketch in a cafe, like in Istanbul, even though this is Thailand, but more wainscoting. Maybe that's means something to someone because it came up before. Background wainscoting. It's like little cabin, beach house too. I think of. Yeah, it's nice. And she has things in her hair too. Just like kind of like a. She has like a top, off the shoulder, one shoulder top. I feel like I saw a lot of that fashion recently. So that's always how I work. Like, if you've seen it recently, it's being able to like recognize those things, and then, well, don't go that way, go the other way, kind of thing. Unless you want to expand on that. But yeah, the Devil about vices or just a Capricorn. Or earth energy. 10th house, Capricorn. So again, your career, feeling your way through your career. Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Time and patience, the mulberry leaf becomes a silk gown. I think I did mention Nolita earlier. It reminds me of Mulberry Street. Chinese proverb. So we have Thailand, China. This is The Empress of China, Cutting Mulberry Leaves by Bernard Rode, 1773. Berlin, Germany. Kimonos and exaggerated sleeves and little parasols. And the other one I got was Four of Pentacles. Ordinary riches can be stolen, real riches cannot. In your soul are infinitely precious things that cannot be taken from you. Oscar Wilde. Nurse reading to a little girl by Mary Cassatt. That's funny. Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York. Yeah, so I think it is something about like there's a lot of, she used to paint a lot of mother-daughter, like, again, like indigo children. Four of Pentacles, though, Four of Earth, holding something close to you. Being a little bit amused sometimes I think of too. Amused or like wanting to hold something close to you, or usually it's like hugging something that is precious to him. So yeah, precious little things. So maybe keeping something close to your chest. Not giving, I don't know, just depends on how, where you feel like you are. It can also just mean like real life, or any four-letter sort of thing. Like, again, degrees, like sun sign degrees. And this is Page of Cups. There's no instinct like that of the heart, Lord, I think I just combined the Lord George Gordon Byron. Cupid and Psyche by Sir Edward Burne-Jones, 19th century, Manchester Art Gallery, UK. So yeah, Cupid and Psyche. Some dreams, and pages are messengers, and Cupid relating to Archangel Gabriel, and people in dreams, maybe making sure you get enough sleep and rest, and allowing yourself to, because I feel like messages come to us in our sleep, in our, almost like implanted in our subconscious when we sleep or something. That even if we're not totally aware of, that's how maybe these things like pop into our minds. So just getting enough sleep. I mean, you probably know that, but always good reminders. I don't get enough sleep. So yeah, the heart, fifth house. There's no instinct like that of the heart. So I think of the Strength card, and yeah, like just the Venus playlist and all the minor arcana and like the King of Cups, Vance Joy, and all these dream sort of sequences where the set is kind of yeah, you know, like when you dream, it's not always so like clear, and just sort of like the set design that you can see in like Enchante and a bunch of the videos, just you know, like a stage kind of thing. Dreaming in movies or something. Yeah, a lot of that like Cupid type things that have come through, and psyche, so your subconscious, your psychology, your psyche, all the different parts, aspects, facets of your personality too, or different events, things in life, archetypal stages. Yeah, maybe being visited by something in your sleep. I never remember my dreams, so I don't know if I've ever, like, you know, but rarely remind, unless they're like traumatic. There's some like prophetic dreams. Maybe that's what that is, like bringing you prophetic dreams. I never remember to write them down like after when I wake up. So maybe keeping a notebook by your bed so that you can like write down your dreams or things that you think of. A lot of that arrows and arches. So I think again of like Sagittarius too, and like the bow and arrow, archery, aiming for the target, like the Wheel of Fortune, and maybe like where you are most lucky. Jupiter co-rules Pisces with Sagittarius, so Jupiter, abundance and luck, and things just expansive, expanding your mind again. Page of Cups, catching something too. Again, sort of just like that, being amused by something. Usually it's like a little kid holding a cup with fish in it, and he looks like amused by it. Like, look at this, or look at just having something to play with, or be enthralled by, or amused by, or something like that. Or maybe just a kind message or some sort of inspirational message coming through for you that just sort of lifts you, or it's a younger Six of Swords, or a younger person. I should probably end this soon and do the Death card again on the bottom. That I really associate with like either spiders, or for me personally, or Venus and Scorpio, and overcoming things. And there's a good quote, and I can't remember it right now, but it's Gustav Klimt, 1911. Give Jupiter 11. That quilting, kind of like color blocking, but yeah. Virgil. I really don't like that quote. So. 13. It can also be like coming back to life, feeling really. Let's just fill out the child. Oh my God. Kind of reminds me of the Isa card too. This is 13, and the Jack of Spades, or the Knight of Pentacles. or this kind of like, it's not wainscoting, it's a fence, but we're talking about fences and just like vertical, and there's even a ladder here. I think I mentioned this before, but Jacob's ladder and how he fell asleep and how the angels descended up and down the from heavens to earth ladder, but also elevating your mind and epigenetics and this idea that like, you could change your DNA, which kind of looks like a ladder, you know, and convolutions, cotton convolutions, and vertical sort of up the ladder, and just like if you could like maybe change some of your genes or something, I don't know, so that you're thinking a different way, a more elevated mindset, like angelic sort of, just as like an idea, but yeah. And the birds. Do bird next, and read this one. Birds is about therapy, gossip, communication, conversation, interview, phone calls, siblings. This is first and foremost a card about conversation. So yeah, I think I said something about like signals and birds bringing messages, spirit, mind. Think about how the birds get together and chatter and how that happens in our lives when this card comes up. Be prepared for a lot of phone calls, verbal or electronic communication, long conversations. The tone of the conversation can be determined by the cards around it. It's like child, so again, like that, just sort of like childlike. I haven't read it yet, but we'll see. So, just having fun, lighthearted conversations, I guess. So enjoying talking with someone, like, you know, when you have like a really good conversation vibe with someone and you can just like go and talking for a long time and it's not like a chore, it's just fun. You just kind of like spur each other on. You have lots of, that reminds me of this, and it's just exciting. I feel like I've had that kind of vibe with like people, Aquarius type people that like think outside the box and come up with new ideas, and but you know, many conversations dealing with a relationship. It has to do with love, career, meeting, and a lot of back and forth communications, just basically communications. Characteristics, qualities, flighty and social, maybe a bit on the gossipy side. Timing, 12 days or weeks. And the background is built off the Strength card, which lends it to its enduring energy, to the image for all those long conversations that will be happening. Endurance, stretching things out, making things. But again, we've talked about like how conversations, having conversations. Maybe this was another reading, but conversations in print and color and music and emotion and just different ways of communicating. So I just think of maybe not even doesn't even have to be like long conversations. Maybe it's just some other way of relating. It's like fun for you. The child is positive. It's number 13. Beginning, innocence, new things, small objects, trust. Small objects like that delicate. This card is simple. It represents a child, your young person. When it's not referring to a young person, like the Page of Cups maybe, or another, do we get the Page of Pentacles? No, the Knight of Pentacles. It can mean something new or a small happening. Child plus birds, new conversations, talks with siblings. Child plus moon, new moon, fresh creative start, or a lot of moon energy. So yeah, just feeling young at something new, fresh. A new or relatively new relationship. Usually this will be with someone you have known a while. Career, think small, part-time jobs or short-term projects. Characteristics, a person who is rather childlike, one with wonderment or naivete. Timing, soon. It's just from a different, it's not from any of the other imagery. Broadsheet Smith, 1902. I'll skip the Oracle of Visions and just pull one from the third card, Enchantment. This is Heron. I haven't actually gotten this card before. 16. I think of the Mona Lisa and how Da Vinci spent 16 years on it. Last 16 years of his life. And how I just realized that, like, after watching back this video for, you know, music songs and stuff, that setup kind of looked like the Mona Lisa, the different horizon lines, and it happened before too, with like Egypt looking like the way that my pillow was. I don't know. I just have fun kind of those things. That's my way of playing. Discovering those things. I think 6 in the alchemical cycle is you will discover something new, something different, something you were unaware of before. This kind of looks like the Lover's card that came out before, like the plum colors, and yeah. So, I am Heron, the ally of the mystic. I am stable. I am focused and alert. I am at peace. I never miss a ripple in the great pool. I never dwell on moments already past. I am the gift of concentration. I am the stillness that allows a greater purpose. I am self-reliance and the inherent strength, the strength card, to stand alone. Now is the time to ground yourself. Now it's time for rest and meditation. You must find your center and ground yourself in it. I am perfect timing, never moving too soon, never striking too late. I am the knowledge that everything has its perfect moment in the cosmos. If you're trying to push something, it is time to let go. It's time to let go. Period. Be still in the waters around you. Wait for the undercurrent and see what it brings. I am humble, having mastered the silence of non-action. The Hangman. There is purification and acceptance. There is wellness in letting things be what they are. You are meditation. You are beauty and balance. You are the calm center of your own universe. You're a Heron. I think that's a nice place to end. So I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope it spoke to you and helped you with whatever it is you're wondering about or inspired you. So thanks for watching and being here. Have a great day, week, month, whatever, whenever you see this. Bye.